Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. Today we're going to take a good look at some Stonehaven minis that I had laying around and I needed an excuse to finally sit down and get some paint on them. So what better way to do that than to feature them right here on this channel. So, we have an eclectic mix, and I think that that's one of the coolest strengths that Stonehaven Minis really has, is the fact that they've got so many interesting, I don't want to say weird, because I don't think that's really fair to say, but unique, both in concept, class, and execution of their models. So in front of us we have a nice, and I mean little, kobold rogue. I don't even know what size base this is. These are some of the smallest bases that I can think I've come across in my gaming experience. Maybe it's a 20 millimeter, even 20 sounds too big. 15? They're tiny, and as far as I know, Stonehaven's the only company I've ever seen these with. But to join our little friends, we have some other kobolds and other various characters. Here is a Cobalt Fighter. Again, same tiny little base. And one of the cool things is most of these, and especially from this time, I think that everybody was hand sculpted as well. So just teeny tiny little models, but they're really fun and lots of character in their sculpting. Put him with his friend. We'll get some humans up here too. Besides the kobolds, another fun race that Stonehaven loves to put out are these little frogs they call the gripply. Whether or not that's an actual playable race in other games, I don't know. Well, here we have a little cut purse thieving bandit type. Again, you can see the size of this guy with my fingers there. He's just tiny. If you're used to painting 15 millimeter guys, I guess. Let's see here. I have a 15 millimeter blue moon guy, I think. Actually, I think the 15 millimeter guy is bigger than him. Here we have another gripply. Because who doesn't want a big, fat frog sumo wrestler in a fundoshi? Squee. So yeah, like I said, unique, both in execution, class, style, everything. Let's get a little bit bigger here. Oh no, here we have a little weaselly ferret type. Almost time to move on to the bigger bases. We'll join our friends right there. Alright, let's move up in size, I guess. So here's some of the larger models that they've released. I'm joking. A halfling samurai. Usually I don't go in for halflings, but they've done a couple, and they did a Kickstarter exclusively full of different various halflings, which I do recommend checking out. They had some fun models in there. She didn't come from that one. I'm assuming it's a she. Looks like a she. Could be a he. I think it would depend on how you paint it. And here we have one of their owl assassins, I believe he was supposed to be. His flying daggers, but really, just the sculpts on these guys are so chock full of character. Wouldn't look too out of place with some Oathsworn adventurers from the Burrows and Badgers line, I'd say. He's obviously a bit more humanoid and anthropomorphic than some of their models, but that's okay. Here we have what looks to be a little squatting street urchin type, or maybe not with all those knives. Some kind of a thief, maybe? Just a different pose. You don't usually see models squatting like that. Here we have, what is this, like a Tengu or a Tengu? It's supposed to be a nobleman or something. He's got his big sword there and his little dagger. Very fun looking sculpt. And honestly, it's like I look at these and I'm like, why have I not painted these yet? So that's kind of my excuse for filming this today. Enough's enough. They deserve to be painted. If you notice the dates on some of those bases, which were kind of hard to see, but they're there. They're all dated in like 2017. So they've been sitting in that pile of shame way too long. A dwarf ready for every occasion, as you can see. One big complaint a lot of people had early on with Stonehaven's models was that they were kind of flat, and to a degree they are, but they also don't require a whole lot of glue. So if you're one of those anti-glue, anti-building model people, I think this might be something you should be looking into, because just the sheer variety, and if you enjoy the painting aspect of it, I think you're going to find some neat stuff. Let's get into some of the other human-sized models. I love this model. It's just different. Human monk, but he's got the old-style Geta there. And the funky staff. Again, no glue involved. It's just very different. You don't see models like this from a lot of the other bigger companies. Zoom it out a little bit. We're getting kind of crowded here, but we still got more to show off. This one's one of my personal favorites, and she was kind of the reason that I have been meaning to get around to this. I believe she's supposed to be a druid, but she is just such a cluttered mess of stuff. It's almost like a Rackham model in terms of she's just got lots of things with her. Spear, no, it's a staff, I mean. Skulls, dead birds, blades, purse. I believe, I think she's supposed to be an elf or a half elf or something, but she came with that little ferrety weasel animal right there. And unfortunately, we haven't shown much off in the way of fighter types. So we do have a Minotaur, which is something we don't usually see in this size. Usually they're huge, gigantic monstrosities for, you know, like monstrous infantry and boss battles and stuff like that. But, I mean, this looks like a genuine hero type model. Not too big, not too small. Just right, as Goldilocks would say. Get up, Kobold. You're not done yet. Here we have one of their half-orc fighter warlord types. Pretty sure it was supposed to be an orc. You can't really see the face. It is in there, but I bet you can get away with painting it just about any which way you wanted, and nobody would know the difference. A interesting, fun pose. Nice heft to them all, too. And finally, shock of all shocks, a Dragonborn model, because why not? There is a Dragonborn Dragonkin Duelist that Stonehaven put out years ago. It's honestly one of my favorite models, and he's put away at the moment, but I think I'm going to have to go dig him out. We'll have to do one of those miniatures of the moments on him. He is just one of my absolute favorites. But you can see, really nice sculpt, nice details. I believe he's supposed to be like a paladin or something, maybe. But, you know, you could probably get away with using him as just about anything. So, just check it out. A big, wide variety in terms of shapes, scales, poses, heights. There's a lot going on and a lot of diversity here. So if you value stuff like that in your tabletop models and games, if you want something different, by all means, do take a look at their stuff, because I know you're going to be seeing it here pretty soon in the future painted. So I want to give a shout out to Stonehaven, because they do make quite a few interesting, fun models. With that said, since it's time to paint now, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.